Today with CKB pro fighter, the battle giraffe, Cam Rowston. How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, Toby. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Good. It's been a little while since we talked. You've had a pretty good 2022, man. First of all, King of the Ring win, champion, and then also you had a good cage Muay Thai fight against Connor Woodman.
Yeah, yeah. That was yeah. He was also in the 8-man in for King in the Ring as well. I fought him on that as well.
Yeah, that was a tough fight, man. Actually, I watched it again this morning just while I was waiting, and it's interesting to watch because it's a Muay Thai fight, but you aren't really a Muay Thai stylist, right? And it kind of brings me to that evolution a little bit of the stand up game. Like MMA especially used to be, or for a while there, it was kind of turning towards Muay Thai as the base for stand up. And now it doesn't seem to be that way, especially with guys like you coming from CKB, right? There's a different sort of, it's the style is changing a bit, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for MMA, like obviously you got to be able to use all the weapons, like elbows and knees and stuff. But I mean, it's pretty adaptable. Like if you can learn all the styles of striking for MMA, you can kind of just jump, like switch between codes, like boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai. Not saying like you could do it at the highest level. Some people can, but I mean, if you can get a good grasp on it, you can kind of like jump between each one in between like MMA fights. So it definitely helps.
It seems like what Conor McGregor was saying before about people being stuck in the mud a bit. It seems like Muay Thai in itself seems to be sort of flat-footed and not as mobile, and you guys are developing more of a style. It's a lot more mobile and a lot more movement based. To be able to use angles a lot better and this sort of thing. In and out and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. The coaches at the gym have like really adapted the more dynamic footwork and like angle changes and stuff to the striking game as opposed to just kind of like, I'm not gonna say all Muay Thai is like this, but you're pretty like stereotypical Muay Thai is just like stand in front of each other, like quite high guard, bouncing, one for one type deal.
That's it, man. And just looking at your record, man, you hadn't had an MMA fight in a couple of years. Your last fight in 2020. What's changed in your MMA game since then, man? Because obviously you would have been training it for the last couple of years, and you must be developing, eh?
Oh man, a lot's changed. Yeah, it's been when I have my next MMA fight coming up, that will have been 3 years since I had an MMA fight. So man, a lot's happened in 3 years. Biggest thing I'd probably say would just be like probably my top game in grappling. That you just work through it so much in the gym. Like Eugene's really put an emphasis on the team just drilling heaps of top pressure. Um, Khabib rides, like we've been going through Craig Jones's Power Ride DVD. We've been going through a lot of the Danaher mount system and stuff, and it's just like just the last 3 years we've just been drilling so much top work. So I'd definitely say the top pressure and top grappling is probably the biggest thing I've added to my game.
That's it, man. You mentioned that you like your GMP now, a ground and pound now. So you're thinking about that could be a way to finish one of your next fights, right?
Oh, I'll take any way I can finish the fight, really. Whatever presents itself. I think the game plan is just to like let the fight play out and go wherever it goes. Because yeah, the guy I'm fighting is not as I wouldn't say he's a specialist in any area. So we'll just take what we can get.
That's it, man. So your next fight books to get booked against Pane Haraki for the light heavyweight title on Shuriken Fight Series 10 on 23rd of September. It's a bit of a battle of the Serengeti, as you mentioned before. You've got the battle giraffe versus the old lion, bro.
Yeah, Battle of the Serengeti. Yeah, yeah. Pane's he's been around, man. He fights anywhere from like I think he did the 86 kilo King in the Ring, the one that I won. So he fights anywhere from like mid 80s all the way up to 100. Like he fights anyone and everyone. So he's a crafty veteran, that's for sure. He's got some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, man. He's been fighting. I noticed he's been fighting MMA for a decade or so, man. So definitely experienced. From what I saw online, he's running Caesar MMA. Had a big life turnaround from starting out in life with a lot of gang influence around him, and used fighting as an outlet, man. Seems like a top guy, very tough guy, right? His last fight was in 2021, so he's had a more recent fight than you. Looks pretty staunch, man. Likes to throw down. Seems to look for that right hook, right? How do you think you're going to approach the fight?
Oh, man, like from most of the striking fights I've seen him do, because he's also had a handful of like striking fights in between his last MMA fight. He's just like, I don't want to say he's like Homer Simpson, because that's kind of disrespectful, but like he can take a punch. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get him out of there with like a one hit. Just got to kind of chip away at him and be like pretty tactical about it. Just set him up for a lot of moves, set some traps, and just no, not rush a finish, not look for a finish. Just let it come organically if it comes. Otherwise, I'll just have to, just outpoint him, just win the MMA points game.
Yeah, that's it, man. It seems like I think if you can maintain that composure, right, and not get into a brawl with him, you seem to have the superior sort of striking skills, I would say. If you can keep him on the end of your punches, and he's always looking for that sort of mid-range sort of punch from what I can see, and you can keep him at that long range, which you seem to like to use quite a bit, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think most of the coaches at the gym, especially Mike Angove and Mark, they always tell me like, when I get caught into the brawling or the exchanges in like that mid range, it's when all my hands start to drop and my defense is getting sloppy. So I try to avoid that for this fight.
That's it, man. And it's probably a good opportunity as well, being as you both are predominantly kind of stand-up fighters. It might be a good opportunity to test the ground game if it comes to that, right? Like I see you training takedowns, bro. I see you talking about training a lot of top pressure and that. So obviously you'll be comfortable to do that. And from what I can see, Pane isn't really a ground specialist, right? I think that would probably swing in your favor if you did hit the ground.
Yeah. But it's just kind of like the finish as well. Like you don't really want to force the takedown either. Just really wait and seeing what happens in the fight. If the takedown's there, the takedown's there. And if I get taken down, maybe I'm gonna have to work off my back and try to get on top or stand up or something. So yeah, if I need to take it down, I'll try to take it down. But again, not really going to try and force it.
Yeah, actually, that's one thing too. Pane seems like a pretty strong guy, man, and he's a little bit of an older fighter. As people get older, their strength sometimes gets a little bit stronger, so he might have a bit of that old man strength and the power, and that's still there. Just the speed is sort of a little bit less than it used to be.
For sure. And he's because I'm going up to like his natural weight division, so I'm sure he'll be coming in quite a bit heavier than what I am. Like, because I'm just going up, I'll just be a walk around weight, like the weight I am now. So I think we're fighting at 93. I'll probably be 93 on the night, and he'll be north of that, maybe triple figures, maybe 100. So he's got the old man strength, and he'll have a weight advantage as well.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying that you were fighting at middleweight, right? That was your ideal weight, right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, 84.
Hey man, recently I think I saw some photos of you or videos of you training out of Sydney. Did you head back there for a while?
Yeah, after my cage Muay Thai fight, I went back there I think I was there for the month of May.
Yeah.
All May, which was really good. Got to see my old training partners. I got to train with my brother who just started boxing. He started boxing maybe like a year ago, but he's older than me. He's 2 years older than me, so he used to pick on me a lot when we were kids. And he's like, "Oh, let's do some pads." I'm like, "Nah, we're gonna spar." We was straight into sparring with him. So that was good fun.
Is he tall like you as well, bro? Is he a 6'2" guy like you, or?
Yeah, he's tall and lanky like me. He's a little bit more well built, and if some of the boys at the gym, when they met him, they were like, "Oh, he's like the Calvin Klein underwear model, and then you're like the Kmart underwear model." I'm like, "Oh, fuck, all right."
That's classic, bro. I guess you probably took the opportunity to work the body a bit, give him a little bit of pain, did you, or what?
Oh yeah, just anything I can get. He wasn't wearing a mouth guard either, so that was his fault. Body, head, groin, spine, everything.
How do you feel after it? Is happy with it or no?
Nice. He wasn't happy with it. He wasn't having it.
Boxing might be finished for a while.
Yeah, just pads for now.
That's it. That's it, man. Hey, man, I just got a couple of questions to finish, like a couple of quick, 10 quick questions, man. Just like kind of shortish answers, no need to go into too much detail. Is the life of a prize fighter difficult, man?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If I'm just going based off my life, I just think it's one of the cruisiest things. I just don't feel like I have any stress in my life other than, if money's sorted, like if rent and bills are sorted, that's it. That's sweet. Everything's fine. So absolutely not.
Cool. That's good, man. Most people say it is. What emotions do you feel on fight day?
Fight day is usually quite calm, like in the mornings, but the spike of like cortisol and the spike of stress gets quite high. I think more so just for myself personally when I arrive at the venue. I think a lot of people will probably say the same thing. They remain quite calm, and then when they get to the venue, it's kind of like, shit, it's kind of like happening now. And that's when it gets a little bit more stressful.
Cool. What's the optimum healthy diet for you?
Oh, if we're talking about light heavyweight camp, the optimal healthy diet is anything that keeps the weight on. So yesterday I had a Wendy's. I had a Baconator from Wendy's. What else? I had a packet of like Tim Tams as well. But usually, if I'm trying to keep the weight down, it'll be some kind of like green smoothie, a lot of fresh eggs, a lot of chicken, and just like carbohydrates that are, I don't want to say clean, but like easy to digest, like oatmeal, white rice, potatoes, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, man. So Tim Tams is a part of the fight dietitian diet, is
Yeah,
it?
at the moment, it's definitely part of the program. Anything high in calories.
That's it. What's your favorite positive mantra? Like something that you kind of, repeat to yourself?
It's not like the same words over and over again, but I like to always remind myself that I'm training with the best in the world, and that all the stuff that happens to me in the gym and that I can do in the gym, I don't think that anyone else or any of my opponents can do to me.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's a good one because you have to remind yourself of that if you're getting beat up and shit here and there, and just to remind yourself where you're at and the level you're training at. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's your advice for anyone that wants to be a prize fighter?
Oh, be ready to have some lonely times. They're not sad times, but they're just times when you're just by yourself a lot. Fight week, spend a lot of time by yourself. Maybe when you travel a lot to go to training and just commuting or spending time in between trainings, you just spend a lot of time by yourself. There's nothing wrong with spending time by yourself as long as you can handle it. But just be ready to spend a lot of time solo and waiting around, and yeah.
You travel quite a way to the gym, is it?
No, not so much. But I mean, like if I know I train with a few people who drive from quite far away. Maybe they travel like 45 minutes each way, and that's by themselves traveling a lot. And then they got to go, or maybe they got to go home and wait for the next training, or they just hang around at the gym till the next training. And like, there's no one coming in and out of the gym, so they're just always by themselves.
Yeah, cool. What's the worst injury you've received?
Touch wood, I haven't had any bad injuries. The worst one I've had was just I broke my right hand. You can see the knuckle here is raised. That's normal, and this one's sunken in. So I broke this bone here. It's a little bit. You can kind of see like a little lump there. That was the worst one. That was it.
Cool. What's the most wacky martial art you've ever tried?
Oh, thankfully I haven't done any McDojo stuff, but I'd say the wackiest thing I've done for martial arts is movement training. I got this movement coach in Sydney. He like joined our jiu-jitsu gym, and we're doing some retarded shit. What were we doing? We were doing like slow-mo leapfrogs over each other. So you're like, like a normal leapfrog,
Yeah.
You'd have to do that really slow, and it was just so dumb. What else were we doing? We were like hanging upside down we get like gymnastics rings, and we'd hook our feet in them, then we'd hang upside down and just like try and like spin ourselves around in them. It was so dumb.
Was that like around the time of Conor McGregor doing that movement and stuff?
Yeah, 100%. That was like 2015, I think, 2016. Yeah.
That's funny. If you were shipwrecked on an island, all of your human needs like food, water, shelter were taken care of, what 2 items would you like to have with you?
This is a good one. Probably take my NutriBullet, because I use that a lot. And I'm just looking around my place now, thinking what else I need. Wireless headphones for sure.
Won't be much good without something to listen to, but yeah.
Oh yeah, gotta listen to it.
Go, fuck! I knew I forgot something to phone. Yeah. Yeah. If someone road rages you, pulls over in front of you, 2 guys jump out, walk towards you, what do you do?
Lock my car. 2-on-1 never ends well.
True. Last question, bro. If you're in a bar fight, what 3 fighters are your ideal backup?
Oh, that's a good one. Dan Hooker for sure. This other guy that I train with, Bo Rowdy, and I'd probably have to go with one of the Diaz brothers, maybe Nate.
Yeah, true. They seem like they like a scrap.
Yeah, they're not backing down.
That's it, man. So that's the end of the interview. Just wanted to quickly go on to what's your plans for the year after this fight, bro, and going forward.
Well, obviously the plan is to win this fight, and then after that fight, I want to get at least one more in before the end of the year. Like, I don't plan on getting injured. Maybe a few bumps and bruises, but like I'd ideally be good to go in October or November. I know there might be another show here in Auckland in December. So yeah, any of those months I'd be keen to go for one more fight and hopefully get finish the year with 2 good solid MMA wins.
Cool. So when you say fight, you're talking MMA. Is that what you'd like to focus on going forward in the future?
100%. I think I just stick with the MMA for now, because borders seem to be open back up and a lot of opportunities are a lot more available. So I think either here in New Zealand or Australia, I'd definitely like to start getting back into the MMA a lot more.
Cool. And what's the path you'd like to follow? Are you probably chasing something with the UFC, etc.?
Yeah, definitely UFC is the goal. If they have a show in Australia early next year, if I get 2 good wins under my belt, I can kind of put my name forward and make a push for it and say, hey, I'm here as a late replacement, or I'm here just to like put me on the card. Because I think they usually run like 2 shows a year, in the first quarter and the last quarter around here. So either of those, like put my hand up for either of those, or maybe even Contender Series. Or who knows, maybe they might do the Ultimate Fighter with middleweights again. I think they did that 2 years ago with Volkanovski and Ortega. So put my hand up for that as well.
Cool. If that came up, would you actually go over and go through that application sort of process like they do, where they have tryouts?
Yeah, I'd definitely be keen for that. Even if it's at my own expense, I'm still keen to take the chance.
Cool. Sick. Sounds good, bro. Sounds exciting. All right, man. We'll look forward to your upcoming fight. I'll pay attention as best I can and maybe have a chat sometime in the future, bro.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. Cheers,
All
Toby.
Right. Thanks, bro.